Hello and welcome back to Bull Bear Trader. So tomorrow we have a lot of company reporting. There's a lot of heavyweight stocks as well. So I will review 15 stocks for tomorrow. I will start with GE Aerospace. Right, so GE, since April low is almost double, and you can see that is really overbought. All right, so that means when you see overbought, you can guess that I would say it will pull back sometime. We don't know when, but it will. So this is the trend, the channel, all right, for this stock. So let me see the level. So you can see it's been bouncing between the orange line. If I bring down a little bit, okay. So right now is in the kind of middle of the channel. Short term is a little bit overbought. Long term is very overbought. So I expect a pullback. The number need to be really good for it to not to come down, but just decent number and neutral outlook, we'll have a pullback to 282 at about 60 to 65%, 30 to 35%. Wait a minute. Oh, look like it's actually setting all-time high recently. So we are talking about if the number coming really good, it will bounce maybe at least to 321 to 330, so about 7 to 10% bounce, which is really good at around 1/3 of the chance. All right, so about 35%. I mean 35 to 40%. 60 to 65% we have a pullback. And that is for GE. Let me see if I see anything else. Nope. It. Coca-Cola. Right, so last time I expected a pullback. Just because it was here, and I say maybe we have a pullback to the support right here, and then maybe a bounce up or even pullback even lower to 66. Well, it pulled back to 67 something, and then rally, and then pull back all the way to 65 something. So basically it kind of hit my limit. It just took a while. So now what's going on with Coca-Cola? Let's see. All right, so if you look, it is basically almost like having a cup formation, but not yet. So in order to do that, it need to rise above, I would say, about 69. Otherwise, we have a bear flag right here, and it might take it down lower and probably close this gap here at 64.50. All right, so short term is actually overbought. Long term is turning up a little bit, still a little bit oversold, because from 74 now it's only 60 something. All right, so let me take a look here. All right, so short-term trend. Okay. All right, so it's something like this. We can see that it went down a little bit here, but came back and then bounced up to here. So most likely, unless the number coming really good, otherwise we'll have a pullback about 60% to probably to $66. 40% of a bounce, I would say around 71. So we got $71 at 40% and 60% to $66. So actually, because of the bear flag, I would say pullback gonna be 65%, 35% of a bounce. And it can even go low as 64.50 if the number coming much weaker than expected. But 66 is where I'm thinking is gonna go. All right, let me see if anything else that I missed. No. Okay. Next we have Philip Morris. Philip Morris last time, when was he at the earning, I say most likely we'll have a pullback to 165. So it's actually hit it and then pull back a little bit lower, bounce and then pull back. You can actually see the trend line right here. So let's do a quick look at the short term. Do this. Look at that. Here we go. Much cleaner. Okay. All right. So you can see it's actually broke down below here, but it jumped back into the channel and then continue the going along the top and bottom range. Now it's a little bit it's actually neutral. Short term, long term is actually down. It came down from 185 to 150, so about 20-25%. All right, so that means it, okay, if we zoom in a little bit here, you can see it might have a bounce tomorrow if the number is decent, and we might see it coming up to probably 167, 168 actually, if the number coming decent and outlook is a little bit better than neutral. Otherwise, we will have even pulling back, hit the bottom of the channel and hit the support here at 147 Okay, so we will check back tomorrow morning and see how it is. But I would say 60%. I expect a bounce, about 60%, due to the long-term oversold condition. And we got the actually, you know what? Let me take it back. For the past, now that I look again, for the past week, it looked like it tried to test the upper channel, but then it keep pulling back. So maybe it's topping out. So I would say a chance of bounce now probably 50%, and Dow is also 50% because of that. So in a way, the technical, they canceling out, and you can see today this candle is actually bearish, but we have to see what the number and the outlook. I think that will decide the direction of the stock. All right, so 50-50 for Philip Morris. All right, next we have RTX Raytheon. All right, so look like last time it bounced, and it was overbought, but now it's a little bit oversold short term, but long term is still overbought. And what I'm seeing here is a bear flag, but let me redraw it. Yeah, like this. Also, if I zoom in a little bit more, you can see it's kind of pulled back today, even though it got a jump. So I would say we might have a little bit more of a pullback to go. But let me see the short-term trend. No, I'll say something like this. Even here. Okay, so here we got a little bit better channel to look at. Maybe, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it should be like this. All right, so it's something like this. Okay, even better. So look like let me see. I think this is best. So you can see it looked like, come on. So we have a bounce here, but we have a little bit of a bear flag here. And the long term is actually overbought, turning a little bit weaker. So I'm thinking we might have a pullback down to 151. At about, I would say 55%. Okay, the reason why is that it's still at the support and oversold, so it might have a little bit more chance of a bounce. But because we have you can see here even the gap up, it still could not clear this candle. So, and we got the bear flag, so we have a little bit more chance of a pullback. So that's why I'm giving this pullback 55%, 45% of a bounce. I'm seeing at least it's gonna hit 167. So about 4 or 5% of a bounce. All right, that's all I'm seeing. From low it was, so it's bounced about 50%. So it's still pretty good so far this year. But more chance of a pullback. All right, next we have Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin, it actually pulled back a lot last time, but then it's grinded back up higher than the previous high. So right now it's just pulling back a little bit, but you can see it's still react to the same support line right here. All right, so now because of this steep right up is a little bit hard to draw the channel, but it's gonna be look like this, pretty steep, right? So you can see it got a little bit of weakness. It broke above, came back once, broke above, below again, jumped back into the channel. So now I'm seeing we might have a pullback, more chance of pullback, where to at least 474. Okay, at about 60%, 40%, we might even jump higher than last time, and we might get up to 522. That's 40%. So went up a lot. It's rallied up a lot already since last earning. I'm looking for a pullback unless the number coming really good, and we might have 522. All right, so next we have Northrop Grumman, another defense company. Well, this is actually the opposite of Lockheed Martin. It's actually jumped last time and then grinded up a little bit higher, but not much. Let's see. Something like this, and like this. Let's say. So in a way, short term is a little bit over. So long term is still overbought a lot. So the number have to be really good for it to come back to at least 630. But I give this only 30%. 70% we have a pullback now. We might even close this gap, or even this gap here as 519. So the number have to be really good, or we have at least I don't know, 14-15%. no, more than 15%. Around 15% drop. All right, next we have DHR. Never seen this stock before. So let me draw a line. Maybe something like this. Okay, so it looked like the stock is actually down long term. Short term is grinding sideways a little bit higher. So I'm thinking, let me see. Short and long term is still a little bit not that much overbought, but a little bit overbought, more than neutral. So I would say 55-60% of a pullback to 191, 192, 40% of a bounce. And if the number coming good, it might even close this gap at 247. Even though it might not be, but you never know. Nowadays, stock can move pretty crazy, pretty fast. And here, I can see it got like a bull flag. Sorry, not like that, but something like this right here. So now it's moving up. So we will see. All right. I don't see anything else with this, so I'll move next to 3M. All right, so 3M is actually been moving sideways for the past 3 months now. So let's take a look at the stocks. Okay, so erase everything here. So now let's see. Okay, so look like it is moving in a wedge. Little bit over, so we say we may have 60% of about to 160, which is not much. 40% of a pullback as low as 148, 149. So we're looking at probably about 3% move. Well, I don't see anything special, so just these number right now. Right, next we have GM. Well, GM last time is actually jump. Oh wait, no, it's not. It was here. So it did not really move much last time. But it's actually pulled back a little bit and then grinded up higher, but not too much. In a way, it's still sideways. But it might be making a cup and handle right here. So this is the cup, and this is the handle. All right, so short term, okay. All right, so something like this. Short term is turning up positive, long term overbought. Okay, so look like we might even have a pullback here. As low as 54 at around 60%. 40% of a bounce to 62. The odds are still good, so it really depends on the outlook of the company. The reason why I gave it a 60% of pullback is because of the overbought condition, and I saw a bear flag here. All right, next we have Pulte Group. So recently, the home builder, they have been trending down since September, about almost 2 months now. And again, this we got a bear flag. Short term is over, so long term is turning negative. I mean neutral. So that means there's more chance of a pullback too. Probably here to close the gap as 108. I would say about 60%. 40% of a bounce to 137. So it does really depends on the outlook here for this company. All right, next we have Netflix. Wow, it's almost 30 minutes and I'm just more than halfway. All right, Netflix is a titan in this group here. All right, so let's see what we got here. Well, I'm going to keep this line because it's still relevant. You can see it got the bear flag and then it took it down and then it bounced and then pulled back. I expected a pullback. It kind of pulled back a little bit, but then trended sideways since. All right, so if I look at the trend, right, so we have something like this. So right now it actually broke below, but came back in, broke down again, and right now at the reflection point. Short term is actually trending up. Long term is actually oversold. So I'm seeing 60% of a bounce. And then you got this yesterday, today, positive reaction. So this helped a lot. So we might see 60% to 112.64. Okay. 40% of a pullback to probably here as 1147. All right. I don't see anything else, so it really depends on the outlook. If the outlook is just neutral, a little bit good, we have a bounce. Otherwise, we have a pullback. All right. Wow. It went a lot, and it actually tested last low in April. So we might already hit this support here. So we got a bounce. Okay. So short term, we got something like this, or even like this. Okay. Support. Okay, maybe more like that. All right, so if we take this point as the support, we can see here as well, which mean is breaking out already. So you can see it was here, we broke out, came back, tested, bounced a little bit, came back down, and then now bounce. This is a good indication that it might even go higher. So short term, I see it might bounce up. If the numbers are good, we might see 481, 482 at about, I would say, 60%. 40% of pullback. Where? Pullback right back at probably down here, but I would say 430, but it can go all the way down to 420. So I'll put 420 if the number is actually really bad. However, I see more of a bounce here, and if it does, it might be a breaking out point for this stock, and it will come back and test 5 something later on. All right, next we have the Texas Instrument. Last time is broke down below my 195 target, and then ever seen it bounce a little bit, but been grinding down. All right, so short term, it's a bit hard, but something like this. And then here we have something like this. So you can see it's near the end of the wedge. Short term oversold, long term is also oversold. So I expect a pullback. I mean a bounce, but let's say if the number actually worse, we might see it close this gap at 153, 154. Okay, but I only give this about 30%. 65, 70%, I see a bounce to close this gap here as 192. So we might see a bounce here. Okay. I think that's it for now. This is the only gap that I see here, or I can even come up here at 202. If the number actually coming decent and outlook is positive, we might see 202. Just like how you said SanDisk and the other X company, we might see even bigger. So you know what? Let's put 202 here. Because you never know, it might hit. Let me put a line here at the resistance we're gonna hit. All right, next we have Capital One. So Capital One looked like since last earning, it jumped, came back, pulled back here, jump again, and basically sideways. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so short term, we have something like this. Okay, so I say we actually a little bit oversold, so we may have a bounce. If the number coming good, we will have a bounce to 230 at about 60%, 40% pull back. It might take it down to 193. Okay. Okay, so if you actually, I see a little bit of a trend change here, pivot point. So it might even pull back more, even though it's been oversold. So we have to see, because it jumped but it didn't clear this whole candle. It, if the number coming good, it might bounce, but for a really short term, it hitting the resistance, so we might see a pullback. So we don't know. We still have a 40% pullback, 60% bounce for Capital One. See, I don't see much except for if I pull here. Yeah, so it's still in play, but short term we might a pullback. So this one might have to be a little bit closer to, I would say, 45% pullback, 55% bounce. All right, the last one, Quest Diagnostics. So far it's overbought short term, long term overbought as well. So we might have a pullback. You can see this is almost like a cup, so we might have the handle here. All right, so short term trend, we have something like this. Okay, but if we have really short term, then it's something like this, and this. All right, so 60% of a pullback to 185, 40%. Oh, it just made a new time high, is it? I think it did. All right, so that means the sky is the limit. If somehow it jump again, so I would say I'll give it maybe 195, 196. At 40%. So still a good chance for bounce, but I'm looking at a pull back. All right. Wow. Thanks for watching. That's a lot of stock to review, go through. So hopefully we'll check back tomorrow and see how they do. Thanks for watching. I know some of you requested for review 3-4 stocks, so I will do that tomorrow, I believe. Thanks for watching. Hit a like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.